Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Virtual Coffee Break with Tanisha. I am your host, Tanisha Burke, and welcome to my channel. Hello. If you are new, thank you so much for checking us out. This channel it's about a lot of things, but on Virtual Coffee Break, we talk about business and being an entrepreneur and all the things that affect us as entrepreneurs in the industry of network marketing. So, shout out to all my network marketers. If you are in a network marketing business, go ahead and type in the chat and let us know what company you are representing. We celebrate everyone here. And if you are returning, hello, sunshines. Welcome back. Welcome back. Be sure you all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It definitely helps the algorithm so that we can get these training topics out to the masses. Now, let me know what city and state you are checking in from. We got Miss Chrissy Paul checking in from Mactown, Georgia. She said it's 71, but it feels like 75, 76. You know, I always like to know what the temperature is. So right now, Chrissy, and here in Davenport, Florida, it is 81 degrees. I love it. I love it. I'm one of those people, I like it hot and sticky. That's why I moved to Florida. Hot and sticky. I love it. I love it. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Miss Barbara. Great afternoon. Great afternoon. We got Miss Jean checking in from Dallas, Texas. Hello. They do it big in Texas. If you are camera ready, please join us on studio. I'm posting the link in the chat. Let's see, who else do we have checking in? We got Miss Denise. Oh my, Denise, really? Yeah, she's checking in from Rochester, and she said it's 44 degrees. That's too cold. But she said this weekend was beautiful. Well, I'm glad it was nice for Easter weekend. So that's nice. That's good. Robert's checking in from Connecticut. Hey, Marquita, representing Planet Marketing. She says it's her first live and she's out of Dallas, Texas. Let's give it up for Marquita checking in, joining us on Virtual Coffee Break. We do this podcast every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Time. I love it. I love it. I love it. We got Mr. Cliff Moore. He said it's cold and rainy in Newcastle, Del. Oh, 48 degrees. That's just disrespectful. 48 degrees is disrespectful. I'm cold just thinking about 48. And then we have someone on Facebook checking in from Michigan. Go ahead and type your name in, Facebook user. You'll have to give StreamYard permission next time to share your name so we can see who you are. So let's do some celebrations. It is April 2nd. I want to hear from everyone. What have you done? Oh, it's Amber. Amber, welcome back. Y'all, Amber had left us for a little while, but she reactivated. So can we give it up for Amber for coming back? Amber, I am super, super happy to have you back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We need to connect. So we got to get you moving. We got to get you moving. We got Miss Wanda checking in from Gainesville, Florida. I love it. I love it. Yes, yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Look at that. Look at the love everybody's showing Amber. That's what I'm talking about. The family, the community that we have is absolutely amazing and unmatched. Unmatched, literally. All right. So listen, it's April 2nd, and we got some work to do. We got some work to do. So I want to hear from everybody. I want to know, what have you done recently that we can either celebrate, or what have you done to move your business forward? Because we're all about, we got to move, right? Our company is in momentum. We got to move. We don't have no time to be playing around. We got goals. We got people who need us, more importantly. Literally, I was just having a conversation with a prospect. She just lost her job after 17 years. 17 years at a company, and they let her go. Why? Because the market. And I was also watching on the news I think it was California, effective yesterday. Minimum wage, $20 an hour. What do y'all think about when you hear that the minimum wage in California is going to $20 an hour?
The cost of living.
Well, do you look at it? All right, let me rephrase the question. And I do want to hear from all of you. Do you feel that California, the state of California, forcing businesses to pay a minimum of $20 an hour to their employees is a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's good and bad. I say good because, it may be more than what the minimum wage was previously, but let's keep it real. Because of the higher cost of living, $20 an hour living in California is like a slap in the face. So, I mean, it's like making $10 an hour living in California. Honestly,
The
I
cost of
believe you
living
at
is
least need
ridiculous
thirty
there.
dollars an hour to really sustain in California. And that's just general basic necessities that you need, not excluding the extra stuff.
Okay.
So
All right. Okay. Great afternoon, Martina. Anybody else? Amira?
I don't think it's like she said with respect to it's probably more than what it has been, right? But when you increase pay, even the minimum pay, the cost of living increases. So everything around California is going to start increasing to make room for this. Because in the end, it's all the whole purpose of the economy, and when it comes to the corporate economy and the hourly wage, is to keep you working and working harder. And now you're $20 an hour. Okay, how's that going to affect your taxes? How is that going to affect your livelihood? Now, how's that going to affect your homeowner's insurance? How's that going to affect your rent? How's that going to affect the food costs? How's that going to affect? I think California has a big tourism tax too, the same way that Florida does. How is that going to affect that? Like all these things come into play now because people are making a couple dollars more an hour. It might put them in a different tax bracket. So then how is that going to affect the people who need government assistance? Like there are certain things that like, I mean, if you're a California resident, I don't even see how you're living on $20 an hour anyway, to be honest with you. Like without any form of government assistance, because it's already, I can't imagine it. I can't imagine it.
I want you all, because we're all entrepreneurs. Yes. This is an entrepreneurial podcast that we're doing right now. I want you to look at it from an entrepreneurial standpoint and not the employee that would be getting the $20 an hour. From an entrepreneurial standpoint, what does this look like? Here's the thing that I want everyone, because we always got to look at everything. When you're looking at economics and you're seeing the stuff on the news or whatever, I need you to not look at things from your perspective, but from a business owner's perspective. Forcing businesses to pay a minimum of $20 an hour is going to directly cut into their already slim profit margin. And so, how do you think they're going to make up for that? I can tell you there's going to be massive layoffs. It already started. They already start because they announced this fourth quarter 2023, but it wasn't going to go into effect until this year, 2024. So, what happened the end of fourth quarter? Businesses started shutting down before 2024 even started because they saw this coming. So now you have businesses that are having to shut down. Then the ones that don't shut down, they're having to do massive layoffs to spread out that $20 an hour amongst fewer employees. which probably will cut back hours of operations. And guess what else they're going to have to do? Increase the price of products and goods. So guess who's screwed? The middle class. Again. These policies make it sound good when they're saying it. Oh, we're going to increase, here's what we're doing for you. We're going to help you out. We're going to increase your minimum wage to $20. And people who aren't paying attention to economics and business, they're like, oh, awesome. Wow, California's so lucky. Their minimum wages, man, $20 an hour. And it's hurting the very people that they're giving it to. Those people are going to lose their jobs. Communities are losing stores and businesses in their neighborhoods because they can't afford to pay $20 an hour. Prices are going up. It's a horrible, horrible thing. You think California is bad now? It's about to get worse because of that. Yep. Go ahead, Amira.
That perspective and it's honestly something that we need to start readily thinking about, just as entrepreneurs and business owners, but as soon as you said it, it just hit me just like, wow. It's just like, and it's horrible when you think about it like that. It's horrible because people invest their money and their time into their dream, and usually it comes from they're either, maybe they might be doing well at their job. You just said somebody got fired from 17 years of work. Like, imagine somebody losing their job that they put all this sweat equity into, building these relationships, trying to climb the ladder. And then all of a sudden it just gets wiped out from under them. People who are building their businesses, they have their storefronts and they're really happy about it. All these little stores and stuff, especially the little restaurants, these specialty restaurants in California. California is known for their food. LA is known for their food. What is going to happen to these little restaurants? These little hole-in-the-wall restaurants that, they have to increase because the people, not everybody's a server. The cooks have to get paid. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And then they don't live off of tips. The hosts have to get paid. They don't live off of tips. And you can't blame them, because now these people who are working, the servers who are working for tips, people are out of work. So how are they supposed to get tipped?
Right.
And how is the business supposed to make up for it? Because the business is supposed to make up for the difference of the tipping. And it's just like, we really have to think from that standpoint when it comes to these business decisions that this country is making. I'm really glad you said that, because it really opened my mind to a perspective I have to be more aware of now as I'm growing my business and the people I should be talking to. So that
absolutely,
was great.
Absolutely. And if you are and I'm glad, thank you for bringing up about, California being known for their foods and their restaurants. Do you know the profit margin for a restaurant is slim? It is extremely hard to make a profitable profit in the restaurant industry. Extremely hard. And think about this. Just my budget. And I'm in Florida. I'm not even in California. I'm in Florida. 2 years ago, the budget for groceries for my 3-person household was $400. And guess what? Now it's $800. So mine has doubled. I would venture to say most people's food budget has doubled. So guess what that looks like for a restaurant? You think theirs probably doubled too? And I'm in Florida. We got a great governor here. He's doing all he can, but what about California? So the restaurants already have a slim margin, and then the price for goods has gone up, their food price to buy the food, which means now the prices of the actual food to the consumer has gone up. And then they're having to cut back staff because now they want them to pay them $20 an hour. And then now they're going to have to cut staff. So now, I'm sorry, would you rather have $14 an hour and have a job, or them give you 20 and then they got to fire you? Let's talk about that. I need everyone to, again, we're all entrepreneurs, and we just have to look at things from an economic standpoint, because people tend to, and let me say this, I'm gonna go left for a second, and then we're gonna come back to the center. Okay, but I need y'all to stick with me for a second. This is what the people of California voted for in the last election. You voted for this because these are the different things that the people who were running for office said they wanted to do. Oh, we're gonna raise wages, and everybody's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna vote for you because you're gonna raise wages." Yeah, people voting in their own, against their own best interests. As business owners, you got to look at things differently. You can't look at it from that standpoint. You need to look at it from an economical standpoint, because these people are going to make decisions that are going to affect even your business as an entrepreneur in network marketing. As an entrepreneur in network marketing, I'm in the travel industry. So what happens when now I want to send my client to, a vineyard in California to have a great experience, and now that vineyard is short staffed because they had to cut their staff because they now have to pay them $20 an hour. That's going to directly affect my client's experience. So you're talking about longer wait times for whatever, for services, because there's less staff. You're talking about higher prices, right? So if that vineyard, let's say it has a hotel on property, now they got to raise the cost of the rooms to stay there. All to raise minimum wage $20 to $20 is ridiculous. Now, let me say this. We're talking about minimum wage. When I think back to, yep, they are, Amira. When I think back to when I was in high school, let's talk about the minimum wage jobs. We're not talking about entry-level jobs for when people come out of college and they're, going into their career fields, right? We're talking about minimum wage jobs. Minimum wage jobs are designed for people who do not have higher education experience or trade experience. So it allows them to work having no experience, no education, and to be able to work to earn income. That's what minimum wage jobs are for. Now, when I was growing up, who took minimum wage job? High schoolers. That was our after school job. We wasn't looking for McDonald's and Burger King and, to pay us a lot of money. I think when I started, minimum wage was like $5 or $6 an hour. We just needed some, some little pocket change so we could buy our own lunch at school. That's what it's for. Minimum wage was never designed for people to provide a living to support a family. Never. That's not what it was designed for. So all of these people pushing, y'all need to increase minimum wage, we can't live off of. Go get some education or experience in like a trade to up your skill set and stop taking the jobs away from these high schoolers. Because now the high schoolers can't even work a job because we got grown adults trying to support a family on minimum wage positions. I'm just speaking from a business owner standpoint. I want this to be a responsible conversation because all of us are business owners. And so we have to start thinking and looking at economics from a business owner's standpoint. This is not good. If a whole bunch of other states follow what California is doing, it's going to decimate small businesses. It's going to decimate small businesses. But again, this is what the people of California voted for. You got to be careful what you vote for because you'll get it. And then you have to live with those choices. And so I feel that too many people were not thinking their choices through. You got to look at policies and think about how is it going to affect. Just because it sounds good doesn't mean it is good. Who feels that looking at it from a business owner standpoint that now that was not a great idea for California to do that? And do you see how it's going to affect your business and network marketing, whatever business you're in? But definitely for the travel and tourism, definitely. Amira says her son is working his minimum wage job now. And he's in high school, right, Amira?
He'll be 17 in 2 weeks. But yeah, he's working his minimum wage at Publix, which is what, $12 an hour right now. I would have been balling if I made $12 an hour as a teenager. What?
You're right. But this is where, I mean, he's in high school. This is where he's getting his experience. He has no experience.
Right.
Working. This is his first job. So he's getting his experience working, being responsible, coming in on time. You got to dress a certain way. This is where he's learning his customer service skills, right? A sense of responsibility, which is appropriate for someone that's in high school. But for a grown adult with a family, expecting a minimum wage job to support their family is an unrealistic expectation. And then we got people making policies to try to make that a reality and just screwing up the country even more.
But the challenge with that, though, is that even when in these situations, these jobs, even for these grown adults in these grown adult situations, if you go to a call center or something like that, they're still paying minimum wage. A lot of them are still paying the minimum wage, and that is like, and you deal with, you need a degree for that. Well, a degree doesn't even necessarily guarantee you higher pay right away.
That part I agree with. However, what can they do? Acquire a skill.
Yeah.
See, back in my day, I'm Gen X. In high school, between even middle school and middle school, they offered sewing class. I went to a Catholic school. We learned how to sew in middle school. In high school, there was wood shop, there was metal shop, there was home ec. I mean, as a result of home ec, there was a lot of kids that went to, I think it's called Johnson and Wales, for culinary. A lot of people went to culinary school as a result of taking home ec. So now they were able to, because they acquired a skill, they were able to turn that into a career. And see, my thing is, and you're right, Amira, a lot of the call center job, the entry level is minimum wage, but they also have levels. I worked in a call center. They have levels that you can level up to as you increase your experience and you take some type of exams or training that move you up. The whole point is people need should be motivated to do more, to increase their education. And unfortunately, our government is setting it up for people to be more lazy and dependent on them. And why do they want that? To control you. It's all about control. It's all about control. Because if you have to depend on the government to eat, to live, or whatever, now they can control you. They can tell you who you can have in your house. They can tell you how much money you can make. They can tell you what you can and cannot buy. That sounds like slavery to me.
Yeah.
So they make it easy by saying, we got up minimum wage. You don't have to acquire any new skills. Nah, we got you. We got to make sure your family eats. Here's some SNAP benefits. Here's the EBT card. We got you. And what is it doing? Killing the middle class, decimating those small businesses. I mean, y'all talk to me. What are your thoughts on this?
It
Let's
just
see,
makes
Denise.
so much sense.
Go ahead, Shamika.
I'm like a mirror. You just got me thinking in a whole nother realm over here. Yeah, it just got me thinking in a whole nother realm over here. Now I'm like, okay, I need to go back and talk to my California people. And but it really does make me feel even more blessed to even have this vehicle of a business where I won't have to rely on the government or rely on that measly $20 an hour, right? So yeah, this is a real deep conversation. I appreciate that. I'm like, I'm going to my California people. We're gonna have some heart to heart conversations going on. So I thank you for bringing this to our attention, but it definitely got me my wheels spinning. So I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Miss
I
Martina,
mean,
I don't think there is a clear line between middle class and rich and poor anymore. I really don't. I don't think there's even I don't think there's you're it so it to me the middle class is still the working poor these days. There's no clear middle class. There used to be when it was a
correct.
clear, but because of the way people are being paid and because of the inflation, there's no line drawn anymore. It is rich or poor. And now we only have the middle class. Oh, okay, you qualify for enough to get off of social services and get off of government assistance, but now you still can't pay your bills because it's just enough. So it's like you make
Exactly.
too much for this, but not enough for that. And now congratulations, you're off of government assistance, but now you get to be the working poor. You're still poor. You're still
Yep.
poor. That does not change at all. And just hearing, and even for a state as massive as California, because California used to be Mexico. So it's for a state as massive with so much culture, so much depth, so much agriculture. Like they really have it's a big deal. I know that they did the mansion tax last year. So now the tourism thing, when it comes to renting out these villas and everything, went up for the travel industry. Right. And now it's this like, there's never, the differentiation is over. The differentiation is over. You're either rich or you're the working poor or you're in poverty, one or the other.
Right.
And I think it's also a mindset thing too, because I'm just thinking about how many people are saying, "Oh, I'm making $20 an hour now." Oh, I'm good. I don't need your business. I'm making I'm making $20 an hour, and it's just enough. And people are okay with that. It's fine. And you're right. We got to have those conversations, because if it's somebody like that having that mindset, it's like, I don't even want to introduce this opportunity to you because you ain't there yet. You ain't there yet. And then it's making me think about, further into the travel industry, because we got to travel by planes a lot of the times too as well. And just thinking about now, even now, how short staffed they are, and pilots are
Which
walking
is
off their
why
job.
all these flights keep getting canceled. Exactly,
Yes,
because they're
it's
short
like a
staffed.
direct. So man, it's oh yeah.
Exactly. So now think about all of the airports in California who now have to pay $20 to everybody that works at the airport, from the janitor that's cleaning the bathrooms to the people at the desk giving out the tickets, to the Starbucks workers. They now got to pay all those people $20 an hour. What you think the airports are going to look like? You think the lines are long now? Just wait. You think flights are canceled now? Just wait. That's what I'm
The
saying.
problem is it's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money. So it's crazy because even though it's not a lot of money because of the way that the system is set up, all these companies tend to start off in massive debt from the beginning. So it's not like with our organization where we started off debt free on both sides. It's not like that. These people incur hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars in debt in order to get off the ground. So then they're not trying to pay that back to these people. They're not trying to pay that. They are
right,
enjoying how things are
they're
going.
still trying to get in the positive, right?
They're still
Absolutely.
trying to get in the
But
positive.
this is why I'm saying to all of you, as business owners in the industry of network marketing, as business owners, I need you all to start looking at the world through economics as a business owner and not as the employee who maybe was just earning $15 an hour. And you're like, all you hear is, I'm going to have an extra $5 an hour now. No, stop looking at it like that, because the people who pass these policies, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Y'all know I don't sugarcoat nothing. The people who are passing these policies are counting on your ignorance in economics to vote for these policies, to vote for them so they can enact these policies. Let me repeat that in case y'all missed it. The people that are pushing these policies are counting on your ignorance because you're not studying economics to vote for them so they can enact these policies that are going to hurt you. But they're like, y'all so stupid, you won't even realize it until it's too late. I'm keeping it real with you. They're laughing at California right now. They laugh. The policymakers that are in office right now are laughing at everybody. I remember, I'm gonna tell y'all, uh, back in 2020, I remember participating in a march. I participated in one march, and it was all good. And felt the solidarity. Da 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 da. Then there was another march, and I'm walking, in the march, and mind you, this is a great way for me to get my 10,000 steps in, right? So I'm like, there's a march, I'm going. I'm, they start chanting, defund the police, and I'm like, wait, whoa. I ain't join this chant for that. Why the heck would I want to defund? Like, that makes no sense to me. Why would I want to do that? And so that was the last march. Okay, fast forward. A lot of people were supporting that. So now the police are gone, and now crime is running rampant. And guess what's happening in California? Businesses are shutting down because the crime rate is skyrocketing. Just look up Walgreens, do a Google of Walgreens, and find out how many stores they've closed over the last 3 years. Why? Because theft is out of control to the point where they can't make a profit. And the attorney general not prosecuting the criminals. So now so the low income neighborhoods where a lot of people don't have cars because they can't afford cars, they're dependent on public transportation, they're depending on these low paying jobs. Now, the Walgreens that was in their neighborhood that was providing, maybe 30 jobs or whatever, closed. So not only are those people losing the jobs that were in their neighborhood that they could walk to or take a bus to, but now the mom doesn't have a place local to buy Pampers for her baby. Because everybody all defund the police. Yeah, defund the police. Stupid. Stupid. But this is what you voted for. I just want to, the reason why I want, because as business owners, we got to support, we support the economy. Business owners support the economy, and it's the small businesses that are really supporting the economy in these local communities. It's that person who, has they're into arts and crafts, so they open up like a paint and sip or whatever in the community. But repeatedly, and now got to shut down. There's consequences. This owner's perspective, because you are all business owners. You are not just that person who's making $18 an hour at a job. No, you're a business owner. And so you got to make decisions that are going to be in your best interest. And if you're not educated on economics, read a book. Internet's been real spotty. Am I still frozen?
Yeah.
But you can hear me, right?
We can hear you, but
Okay.
you're going kind of choppy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And I'm afraid if I cancel out that I might end the live stream. That's my big fear. So I'm not going to keep this going too long today because the internet is. Y'all can still hear me? Okay. I wonder if I leave the studio and come back in. Well, just think able to come in and keep this
It's still the same
going,
link, right? You
great.
should be able to leave
If
and come
not,
back in as long as it's open.
I just want everyone to pay attention. Yeah, let me try to leave the studio. I cancel Google Chrome. It's going. You know what? Let me see something here. When in doubt, use your phone. Be honest. I want to hear from you all. Any feedback?
Absolutely. Just kind of referring to what you were talking about with the Walgreens. And I can remember, being in Chicago and having those little side stores And not having a car, even though public transportation, is kind of common in Chicago, but still, right? If you got small children, or even if you got one child, right? Just to have those convenience stores, those Walgreens, Walmarts, have those in the area is very, very beneficial, especially when it comes to a single parent. So I can relate to that. And to have those things just closed down, and then you don't know what to do, man, I can't even imagine.
Me and Mike were talking about just it was either yesterday or the day before, we were talking about how cool the corner stores were in our neighborhood. And we can go from one to the other. And for me, I knew specifically which one I can go to. If I needed to go to Mr. Bill, I can go with a note and get cigarettes for my mom, and also get a don't. And then I can go to the other corner store and get a slice of pizza or a donut or something. And in between, I would have the candy lady, and I would be able to get my candy from her, and little things like that. And it's just, when you think about how valuable the small business and how significant it is, especially in urban communities, um, it really stinks that, you know, people's poor decisions impact these levels. And it's basically our people perish by lack of knowledge. And with respect to like the
I'm
political
dead.
situations in general, I don't
Yeah.
trust any of them. I don't trust
No.
any of them. So all we have to think about is what's actually signed and sealed and put in writing. And it's just sucks. I mean, it it just is disappointing, and it's going to be harder in our industry
Mm-hmm.
because of this. It's going to be harder in our industry, just with people feeling comfortable and stuff when we do book them in these more local areas, because what are they supposed how are they supposed to benefit anything? How are they supposed to make their money? Like, and how are they
Absolutely.
supposed to support us as the as a grounding force in our community if we can't patronize them because of these requirements all over? They're going to end up being all over the country.
Absolutely. Bethany says, as an employee at law enforcement agency, I see how frustrated officers are right now. It's a great time to talk to them about owning their own business. Absolutely. There is a mass exodus of law enforcement because of these policies that people voted for, and now they're leaving. It's very, very hard. Very. I was watching the news the other day. I can't remember. Matter of fact, Bethany, it might have been Baltimore that I was looking at. But I think it was Baltimore. Don't quote me on that. But at one point, they were saying they had 3 officers available to monitor the city. 3. And there was a call for a child that was in danger. I think it was like child abuse or something. And they could not get an officer to go to check on this child because they only had 3 for the entire city. I was disgusted. And all I could think about is, oh my gosh, there is a child whose safety is in danger. And they don't have enough officers to get to this child. And then when you think about how did we get here? 2020 is how we got here. And everybody all emotional over a bunch of lies that caused you to vote against something that wasn't in your own best interest. That's how we got here. And we got to fix it, and we got to fix it fast. Because when it comes down to now, there's a child who can't get help because there's not enough police. And like I said, walk backwards and see how we got to the point where there's not enough police. Let's walk backwards and see how that happened. And it was all based on emotion and not based on facts. But we, as small business owners, you got to understand your power that you have. We are moving the economy. We can speed it up or we could slow it down. Us, the small businesses. There are more small businesses in the world than there are corporations. And as you, in our company, as you grow your business, when you think about small businesses on Wall Street, they look at, 500 employees, right? 500 employees is considered a small business. So what happens when you have a team of 1,000 people? You think that you ain't moving the economy when you got a team of 1,000 people, 1,000 other business owners, not just 1,000 employees, but 1,000 business owners. That's powerful. Who can create unlimited income because they're in the industry of network marketing? What? Think about that. A corporation that has 500 employees, okay. A small business owner in network marketing, let's compare apples to apples. A small business owner in the industry of network marketing who has 500 business owners under them. Who do you think is moving the economy more? Because the corporation, those employees, they make a minimum wage, some of them, right? There's a limit to how much money they can make. They can only affect the economy but so much. But man, that network marketing business that has 500 entrepreneurs, business owners in their organization who can make unlimited income, who are then spawning off other business owners, we are so powerful. You realize how powerful we are in this industry? We move in the economy. We have that power. But let's not ruin that power by making stupid decisions based on emotions and a bunch of lies. Can we please in 2024 stop voting in our interest that's not helping us because of emotion? I need you to make decisions based on policies and how they are going to affect you as a business owner, and not make decisions based on you as if you're the employee. Even if you are still working as an employee, don't make your decisions based on you as the employee, because again, that's where they catch you on your ignorance, because they know you're going to vote based on that. So I need you to always keep your CEO hat on. Always keep your CEO hat on and just make decisions based on good, sound policies, common sense policies, and think these things through. Don't just go on what people are telling you this is going to do, because a lot of times it's lies. They're lying. They're lying to you. That whole defund the police was a big lie. We need more social workers. No, if someone's breaking in my house, don't send me no damn social worker. I want a cop with a gun. And the people that are making these policies don't live in the neighborhoods that are going to be affected by these policies. They still got their private security in their fenced in, walled in, gated community. They still got they got their own private security. But it's the hood down the street in Baltimore. Now they don't have enough police to fight against the drug dealers and the gangs. But this is what you voted for, based off of one incident in 2020. Let's not do that. We're business owners. We're smarter than that. We have to look at things from a business owner's perspective always, because we are the ones that move the economy. We do. And so if we make decisions that are going to negatively affect us as small business owners, then we are doomed. We can't keep doing this. And this is not, I don't want this to be, and I hope it's not coming off as a political conversation, even though it's attached to politics, but I want it to be more of an economic conversation. I need you all to understand economics. I never used to pay attention to economics. I never used to pay attention to politics. I didn't, I'm just living my life. Just doing me. But man, once I became a business owner, and I saw how certain things and policies were affecting business, I had to start paying attention to politics. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. I didn't realize that I voted for we got to do better as business owners. Don't buy into hype. Pay attention to policies. Read the policies. You know what the stupidest saying that I heard in the last few years? Stupid. And even when I heard it, I was like, vote blue no matter who. How dumb is that? But guess how many people did it? And what did they get in return? Police leaving the force, groceries sky high, crime out of control, open borders. These illegal immigrants are coming in, taking all the jobs that now your kids won't be able to work. But you voted blue no matter who. How did that work out for you? As opposed to voting based on policy. If the policy makes common sense, I don't care what color or what side of the aisle it is. It don't matter. But it needs to make good common sense. It sounded catchy, so people just went with it. Dumb. We can't afford to do that. That is why we are where we are right now as a country. That's why we are laughed at on the international stage. We as business owners have to do better and be educated in the decisions that we make, because we are the ones that move the economy. And if we keep voting in a way where policies are affecting our industry, our businesses, we are doomed. And I don't know about y'all, I'm not trying to lose the legacy. I'm not trying to lose my legacy, because I voted blue no matter who, instead of looking at the actual policies and how it was going to affect the economy in my household. Because I voted based on emotion, or based on what mainstream media told me I should be thinking and believing, as opposed to me doing my own research and coming up to my own conclusion. So I just want everybody, do your own research. Look at these policies and think about, how is it going to affect you as a business owner? How is it going to affect your industry? This whole California thing, I'm like, ugh, I can't book nobody to California right now. It's not safe and it's too damn expensive. I got to reroute my clients to somewhere else. Why? Because of policies. Got to do better. Got to do better. And then we have this other thing going on. There's another policy. I actually had to send a letter to my Senate representative over this one. It was something about, I think one of the airlines wanted to stop travel agents from being able to book these clients that have reward points, because the airlines want the clients with the rewards program. They're trying to rewrite their rewards programs so that you can only cash in your rewards if you book directly with the airlines. You cannot utilize your rewards if you work with a travel agent. How many of you heard about that? If you're in the travel industry, you should have. If you're paying attention, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. Y'all following me? Most of you didn't know about that, but you're in the travel industry, and this is a policy that can directly affect your business. And because you weren't paying attention, guess what? You might go in the voting booth. It might be on there. You don't know nothing about it, and you just voting blue no matter who. Not realizing you just crushed your business. We got to do better. We got to do better. Any questions, comments, or feedback? Did anybody, I know this was a deep conversation. This is typically, well, you never know what you're going to get on Virtual Coffee Break with Tanisha. That's facts right there. You never know. But I want to know, did anybody find any value from today's conversation?
Definitely found value in this conversation. And I'm gonna say ouch, because I'm gonna be transparent. I was that one that was not reading policies, and definitely was not reading them from an entrepreneur perspective and see, okay, well, how can this directly affect me and my family or my business, right? So you got me looking at this thing. I'm like, as soon as we get off here, I need to do some research. So
Thank you.
my big takeaway from today is always look at things with your CEO hat on and read.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Shamika. Thank you. And that's going to make a big difference. And guess what? You teach your kids to do the same thing, because the children are the future. And so if they grow up with this, and I like the way Tyrese put it, unintentional ignorance, our grandkids are going to suffer because they don't know any better. For those that don't follow politics, where is a resourceful start? Great question. I would say that's a loaded question. And matter of fact, Tyrese, it's easier for me to tell you where to not look. Mainstream media. Stay off of Fox, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, CBS. Don't go there for it. None of them. None of them. The best place that I have found are independent journalists that have podcasts on like YouTube and Rumble, because they don't have a dog in the fight. You know, the other thing that I do is I watch international news from other countries, because a lot of times these other countries know what's going on in the United States before we in the United States even know what's going on. So I like to also watch international news. So independent anywhere other than mainstream media, Tyrese, would be the answer to that question, because everything they put out there is a lie intentionally. It's all propaganda. And for those of you who may not know this, the it was when I'm not, just for the sake of not making this a political conversation, because I don't want to go there and call out anybody. But we had a president in office that literally signed an executive order that made it legal for our news and media to lie to us. They made propaganda legal. Y'all do your own research and figure out which one did that, because I don't want to make this a political conversation. Hey, Beverly. She said, thank you for this responsible discussion. I will be researching and keeping my business hat on at all times. Lack of knowledge will kill us all. That's facts, Bev. That's facts. Yes, Angie, definitely do replay. Hit hashtag replay if you're catching this on the replay. Martina, so much value given. Thank you so much. Thank you. I learned a lot from journalist Mike Muse. Awesome. Awesome. Democracy Now is not bad too. Yes, international news is good. Rendezvous news broadcast. We're not even a democracy. We're a republic. That's the other lie. Go back and read the Constitution. We're not a democracy. The United States was built on being a republic, which is totally different than a democracy. So go do some research on the difference between a republic and a democracy. We are not, the United States is not a democracy. It is a republic. Go read the difference. Think like an entrepreneur. That's it. That's it, Lorna. That's it. That was the message. So I hope, like I said, I did my best to not make, I pray that I did my best to not make this a political red versus blue, right versus left conversation, but more of an economic. That was my goal, was to make this more of an economic conversation, and to get you all to just, again, make decisions based on how it is going to affect you as a business owner, a small business owner who's moving the economy, versus I'm still an employee and I work for so-and-so and I want more money in my check. Don't do that. Don't do that, because they're not telling you the truth. Just think everything through, read these policies, discuss it with other entrepreneurs, and always I'm going to leave you all with this. Back in the day, it used to be when information was put out, especially on the news, mainstream media, when I was growing up, they would put out some facts as it was, whatever it was, and then they'd have somebody talking about one side of the facts, and then someone who would give an opposing opinion. And so you got to hear both sides of an issue, and then you got to decide for yourself what you believe based on this information and that information. That does not happen in mainstream media anymore. Now they tell you what to think, and they use words to push their agenda. That's why I said stop watching mainstream media. Read the policy, and then anytime there's an issue, especially something that happens right away, like for example, the bridge collapsing in Baltimore, right? And they were so quick to tell you what happened. Wait until all the facts come out. Because usually what they tell you happened is the lie. And it's what they haven't told you yet. That's the truth. That's just facts. Same thing when you have these crimes that are happening and it looks like it's black and white and they're like, oh, and everybody marching and protesting. Wait. Don't pass judgment right away. Wait for the investigation and the actual facts to come out, so that you can make a decision based on facts and not based on emotion. Again, they're counting on your ignorance, because we're emotional people. And so they put this stuff out there so that you react on your emotions, as opposed to pause. Let me wait for the facts to come out, and then I will come to a conclusion. Be aware of that. Anytime they say, here's what you need to know. No, don't tell me what I need to know. Just give me the facts. I'll decide what I need to know from that. All right. Take control as an entrepreneur. That's all I'm saying. All right. Love y'all. Gotta go. Thank you for the extra 5 minutes. And what's today? Tuesday? I'll be back on Thursday. Y'all be great.